Good morning and welcome to Yoga with Tanya. I'm Tanya and I will be guiding you through your practice today. So a few things before we get started. We are at some point going to transition to some standing poses, so please make sure if you do need a little bit of assistance going from the floor to standing and then back down to the floor, that you have something handy nearby, like a wall or a chair or some blocks, whatever you might need to help facilitate that maneuver safely. And also I do have a folded blanket here. You could use a pillow, you can use a folded towel. You don't need anything. I like to have it. We are going to be doing some stretches as we are seated today, so I like to have that nice little lift. It puts your hips in a really great position, and it feels, for me, it helps increase my stretch. So keep that in mind. You may want to have something on hand. I'm going to hop on mine now. You notice mine's not very thick, so it's just a little bit of a boost there. And let's begin. We're going to rub our hands, bringing some warmth into our palms and into our fingers. And as we're doing this, let's set an intent for class. Let's set a thought or a word or a phrase that helps either inform your movements during class or gives you an endpoint, gives you a way that you want to think or feel when we are done today. And as you bring that warmth and think of your intent and settle it in, let's just take a nice deep breath. And then bring your hands to your neck, and we're going to very gently squeeze and release, or rather pulse and release. It's that light of a movement. And I'm starting from the base of my skull and just working my way down to the tops of my shoulders. Just very gentle and easy. Just beginning this process of releasing tensions and invigorating our body and our brain. Going to the tops of your shoulders here and back up. And just releasing. Give it a little shake, like you're shaking water off your hands. And we're just going to take your right hand and just little massages here. And I'm going fairly far back behind, but if that range is not comfortable for you, you can stay right here and just give yourself a nice gentle massage right in this area. That's fine too. It's whatever you can do in this moment. And breathing as you do it. This is one where I find that sometimes, because it feels so good, that I'm holding my breath. So you want to make sure that you're breathing nice and steady. That nice exhale that moves your belly out, and the inhale that brings it in. And just again, it's very gentle. It's less than you think. We're not doing a deep tissue massage here. We're just doing a little bit of awakening. And then let's shake that out and do the other side. And again, I'm reaching fairly far back, down behind my shoulder blade here. But if that's farther than you are comfortable going, then just stay right here. This is great too. Your body will let you know what it needs in the moment. And what you need in this moment may be very, very different than what you needed even yesterday. So it's important that we're always listening, and we try to be always open to what our body and our brain are telling us in the moment. Very nice. Oh, that feels so good. So let's take your hands. We're going to fold them together like this and rest them on your chin. Oh. And then we're going to inhale. And as you inhale, just let your elbows come up a little bit. And then exhale down. Inhale. And I'm inhaling through my nose. And when I'm exhaling, I'm giving this ujjayi or ocean breath. And for those of you who've been with me for a while, the ujjayi and ocean breath is kind of like you're doing this. except your mouth is closed, right? Like you're blowing on a mirror to fog it up, but your mouth is closed. So it's like that, right? It's a little Darth Vader-ish if there's any Star Wars guys out there or girls. But so that's what we're doing. So we're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, slow and steady. Exhale. Very nice. So now let's put your arms out in front. We're just going to do a little awake fingers. Wake them up, right? And then just roll your wrists. Very nice. And now let's stop that motion. Palms up. You're going to bring your fingers to your thumb, and on an inhale, bring your hands towards your shoulders, and then exhale, let them go out. Beautiful. We're going to do that 2 more times. I should have mentioned we're going to be doing a bit with our shoulders this morning. Very nice. Now go in and bring them out to the sides, and we're just going to do our shoulder rolls. So if this doesn't feel right for you today, having your hands up here on your shoulders for the rolls, you can let them just hang on your knees and just do a more relaxed roll like this. But if you're able to, if it's okay for you, we're going to start by just drawing little circles with our elbows and just breathing as we do it. And then gradually get a little deeper if it's okay for you. If you want to stay in the little circle zone, that's fine too. But if you want to go nice and big, great. Just a couple more here, breathing as we do it. Very nice. We're going to let that motion stop and go the opposite direction. I'm looking at my arms and they're like tilty. I'm always tilty. And let's go the other way. I totally just forgot. This is a good example of mindfulness, my friends. I forgot which direction I was going because I wasn't thinking about it. Let's go. I'm going to go this way. But you know what you were doing. So go whichever way you weren't going before. And you can get a little bit bigger if you want. Or again, you can just go this way or this way. Or you can kind of switch it up a little. Just do whatever you feel is right for you in this moment. Okay? And then after a few more rolls, if you're using your elbows here, just go ahead and stop that motion. You know, I kind of gave you a mixed bag on that one, but whatever feels good for you. There's not a wrong way to do it. You can have your hands on your knees, you can go up here. Whatever feels right for you in the moment is what you should do. Very nice. So from here, we're going to roll our arms, We're going to bring our arms up, and we're going to exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, inhale, 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. And this time, put your palms together and we're going to inhale. Raise them up just a little bit. And then exhale them down. Raise them up on the inhale. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down and release. Feels good, right? Waking those shoulders up. For me, when I'm carrying tension, I carry a lot in my shoulders, and that's a very common area for you to carry. So you might notice that you are hunching up when you feel tense, and a great little trick is to just roll down with a sigh. So I'm going to straighten my legs out. Let's practice that. Let's breathe in. Bringing your shoulders up as if you're feeling tension there, and then just release them. Roll back and release with a sigh. Nice, right? Breathing in. One more time, rolling up. And release. So if you do start to feel yourself cultivating that tension, like maybe when you're driving, or you're sitting at the computer for a long period of time, you might notice this increase up. So just give yourself a little reset, a little reminder to go down. So while the legs are out, back to the legs. Let's shake them out a little bit. We've been sitting crisscross for a while. Roll them, and I'm rolling from my hips. You want to make sure this is not a knee movement. This is from your hip right here, okay? You want to make sure that you're loosening up the entire leg and that we're not juking just your knees, right? Juke, it's a technical term. Use it all the time. So let's pause that motion here. We're going to exhale, point your toes forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. Let's roll them around a little bit. And you might hear some little cracks or, just some little sounds coming from your ankles as we do this. And that's one of the reasons we do this. We're releasing some of that synovial fluid in there, or encouraging the release so that we can make sure things are lubricated, making sure our joints are working with all of the things that they need to work in a healthy way, and that we're encouraging this flow and this activation here. So let's go back. Inhale. Exhale. This time when we inhale, I want you to think about the muscles in your calves and squeeze them. Think about the muscles behind your knees and squeeze them. Think about your thighs and your glutes and just squeeze. And then on an exhale, release. Again, intentionally bringing in this clench, this tension, so that when we release it, you recognize, I've released it, right? I've released that tension. So let's bring it in again. Inhale, squeezing all of the muscles of your legs, squeezing behind your knees, squeezing your abs, and release. Nice. This time we're going to do it again. And on the release, we're not going to on the exhale, we're not going to release. You're going to stay holding those muscles tight. So let's breathe in. Squeezing calves, behind the knees, thighs, glutes, abs. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then exhale, but don't release. And now inhale. Squeeze more if you can. Squeeze a little tighter. And then on this exhale, release it all. Feels so good when we let that go, right? So let's do a little stretching. Speaking of release, I'm just going to adjust here on my blanket. So you want to bring your right foot towards your left thigh. And make sure that you're nice and solid. If you are sitting on a blanket, that your hips are nice and even. And if you're not sitting on a blanket, you want to make sure that your hips are nice and even. And if you have a tender knee, if you have some soreness here, or it really bothers you to be in this position, you can bend it and flex the foot. That will help keep things in a more stable and safe position for you if you have knee issues. If you are comfortable letting your legs straighten, great. You can also put a pillow under there too if you would like. But we're going to breathe in. And we're going to exhale and just come forward a little bit. And then inhale up. Shoulders down and separated, teeth unclenched, and then exhale forward just a little bit. And you'll start to notice where you feel this pose stretching for you. So last time, inhale up, shoulders down and separated. And as you exhale, release your hands to the floor. And from here, you can release all the way down if you'd like. Or you can stay up a little bit and just let your fingers walk. It's your choice. I'm going to release. And we're going to just hold here for a little bit while we breathe. Inhale and exhale. And notice if on the exhale you feel yourself sinking a little bit more into this pose. And that you feel yourself maybe walking those fingers out and stretching a little bit more. Just notice. You might not be, and that's okay too. But just notice what your body is allowing for you to do in this pose as you breathe in and out. Couple more breaths here. And on your next inhale, very slowly, let your hands come back towards your center and let your head be the last thing to come up. Give your shoulders a little reset here. Nice. Let's do the other side. So straighten those legs. Bring your foot in and let's inhale up. And exhale just a little bit. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. And this time, exhale, release all the way down. If it's okay for you, you can put your hands down on the floor. And then if you would like to just stay here, that's totally fine. If this is where you are feeling a really great stretch, then you can stop. Not stop, but you can let your body settle here. Or if you do want to go down a little further, please do. We are all about choices here. Breathing as you do. And just releasing. You should feel this in a few places. In your lower back area, you should feel this nice stretch right here in that lower back. It should give a nice stretch. You may feel it along your spine, and then you might feel a little bit in your hamstring area and along the back side of your thigh, depending on how far you are stretching and what your body what your body is telling you today. Couple more breaths here. And on your next inhale, very gently, come on up again, letting your head be the last thing to come up. So basically for any of our poses too, I will say this as we go, but please make sure that when we are coming up from a forward position, that your head is the very last thing to come up. We want to make sure that we're doing it piece by piece, as if we're unwinding something, and that will be the safest way for us to come up. It will help you prevent any kind of head rush, and it's just making sure that we're doing everything, step by step, right? Okay, so let's let your legs come out a little bit. I'm doing a little adjusting here. And how far you want to stretch is totally your call. If this is more your speed today, great. If you can go a little bit further, that's awesome too. And again, if you need to bend, you can. If you are bending because you have some stress or strain on your knee, you may want to consider flexing your feet as well, because that will also help keep things in a really nice aligned position for you. You can also, again, put a pillow under there. We're not going to be here for very long. We're just going to do a little twisting. So we're going to inhale up, exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And then this time, instead of exhaling to the right, you're just going to let your hand, you're just going to kind of lean over, a little side stretch here. And you can look up towards your arm that's in the air, or you can look over towards your right foot or your knee, if that's better for you. Breathing here. And just leaning a little bit. Or you can look forward, like I am. And then on your next inhale, slowly come up. Exhale that arm down. Very nice. And then inhale up. And then exhale to your other side. Now this hand can just rest here, depending on how deep your side stretch is. You can just rest it here. You can let it rest in here. And you want to think about where your body's going. If you start to feel yourself leaning a little bit, you want to make sure that you are back, squeezing your pelvis area a little bit. Squeezing your glutes will help that. And again, you can look up towards your arm, you can look forward, you can look towards your knee. It's wherever feels best for this area here. We want to avoid any stress or strain here as you're getting this really lovely stretch through here. Couple more breaths. And inhale back to center. And release. Very nice. So we are going to go to table pose for cat-cow. I will, for those of you who may not want to meet me in table pose, for if there's some tenderness in your hands or it's just not comfortable for you because of knees, you can do cat-cow from a seated position as well. And that is just this. We're going to exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, squeeze your abdomen, and then inhale, bring everything forward, shoulders down, always smiling, of course. And then exhale, tuck it all in. Okay, inhale forward. Just this nice little wave of inhale and exhale, tucking and squeezing. So if you would prefer to do your cat-cow that way, please continue doing that. We are, for those of you who want to follow me into table pose, we will do our cat-cow from table. I really just like saying cat-cow. So from table, just a quick position check, please. Make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists and that your hips are over your knees and you're giving yourself a nice wide base, right? So let's begin on an exhale. We're going to tuck your chin to your chest, tuck everything under. And then on an inhale, come all the way through the center, chin up, sit bones up. And then exhale. right? And this is a no rush situation, my friends. Inhale when you are ready, slowly through the center. Really just bringing this nice, lovely stretch to that lower back again. And exhale when you're ready. Three more times at your own pace. One more time. And this time just exhale to center. Coming back on your sit bones. So we are going to go to a standing, we are going to stand. So please do so in whatever way feels good for you. If you would like to do a downward dog and walk your hands in and come up that way, please do that. If you would rather just come up like this, please do that. Whichever way you do, just make sure that your head is the very last thing to come up as we come to a rising position. So nice. All right, so from here, I've got my feet about a little wider than hip width apart, and we're just going to do our swings, right? And so with the swings, you can look with your eye gaze down. And if this is your spot today, if this is that sweet spot for you, then just stay here and loosen up this way. If you can go a little deeper with the twist and check out those back raised heels of the opposite foot, then do that. Whatever works for you works for me. Teamwork. Just a couple more. And this is another one where, because of the action, it's easy to hold your breath. So you want to be conscious of that and make sure that you are not, in fact, holding your breath, and that you are breathing in a nice, steady way. Right? Slowly let that motion come to a stop. Very nice. Let's just do a little reset here. We are going to do a chair pose today. The goal will be to do chair, tree, yeah, those are both good ones, and both that you could do with a support from your wall or from an actual chair if you would like to do that as well. So before we get started though, let's just do a little bit of breathing here. Let's do a little bit of breath check. So we're going to inhale, arms up. Nice. 2 more times, just like that, breathing in. And you want to think about your shoulders and make sure that they're down and your teeth are unclenched. Exhale, and this exhale is just so slow. There's no rush. This air is just going out, slow and steady. And think about your knees. You want to make sure that they're not locked. You want to make sure that you have a little bit of give in there so that you're not clenching them. Last time, inhale up. And shoulders down and separated, teeth unclenched as you exhale. Super. Very nice. So for the next step, you're going to raise up on your toes as you inhale. So inhale up, and then if it's okay for you, you can raise up on your toes, keeping those shoulders down and separated, squeezing your abdomen, and also looking at something that's not me. So focus on something that's beyond me. And then exhale, slowly lower. Those arms like they're just floating underwater. That's the smoothness and the slowness that works. Inhale up. And you can only go this far. That's okay too. You can just feel like you're rising up. Rise up. On your tippy toes there. And then when you're ready to exhale, release. But you don't have to actually go on your tippy toes if that doesn't work for you. And if you want to hold onto a chair and just let one arm come up, that's great too. Last time like that. Inhale up. Exhale down. And you notice, for me, I actually wasn't, again, being mindful and let my legs slide out a little bit. That happens. You just move on. And so for this last one, we're going to rise up, toes, and then if it's okay for you, you can let that chin come towards the ceiling, okay? So let's inhale up, on your toes if you can, shoulders down and separated, and let that chin come towards the ceiling. And then when you exhale, you're going to release the toes back down and let your chin come towards your chest. Nice. Inhale to center. Let's do that 2 more times at your own pace. Last time. And if you can rise up a little higher, go for it. Squeeze those glutes, squeeze those abs, and then chin to chest, release everything and exhale. Beautiful. Now, if it's okay for you, for balance purposes, you can put your big toes together. If that's too close and your body doesn't like you to do that, then that's okay. You can give yourself a little wider base, or you can use a chair if you need one. Okay, so I'm putting my big toes together. We're going to inhale up. Shoulders down and separated, and then just bend your knees as if you're going to sit in this chair, even if you're not. Breathing here. Inhale up and straighten. Exhale down. Very nice. Let's do that again. So big toes together if it's comfortable for you. Holding onto a chair if it's comfortable for you. Inhale up. Exhale, bend those knees. Sit in that chair, and you can lower your arms. We've been doing a lot of arm work today, so if they're really talking to you and it's just not comfortable, you can hold them out here, or you can even leave them on your hips. That's fine, or you can let them hold onto the chair. You choose. Breathing here. And on your next inhale, come up. Exhale. So nice. We're going to do it one more time. Ready? Inhale. Exhale, have a seat. And again, the arms can be wherever is comfortable for you in this moment. Breathing here. Notice if you sink down a little bit more. This is really super good for strengthening those ankles, bringing some strength here to your thighs. Balance, all of those things that we need in our life. Breathing here one more time. And on your next inhale, release it up. Give a little bit of a back arch here, and then exhale, hands to your heart center. Very nice. Let's do a little mountain pose. We've done a lot with our arms today, as I mentioned, which you know because you were here. And I just wanted to have you take stock of how all of that has your body feeling right now before we move into tree pose, okay? So again, I have my feet together, my big toes touching, but if that's too close for you balance-wise, you can hold here or you can just separate a little bit. That's totally fine, but we're going to take a little stock. So really root down in your feet. Really make sure that your feet are completely flat on the ground, and just think about the strength in that, how that feels to be so grounded, so rooted right here. Make sure your knees have a little bit of a bend to them, shoulders are down and separated, and just breathing here. You can close your eyes or keep them open. I like to close them. It helps me listen to what's going on with my body. And just notice any sensations with your breathing, with your arms. You may feel a coolness there, a tingling there. Very nice. And open your eyes when you're ready. And just do your thing. Give yourself a little shake. And just think about what you noticed as we were standing there in that pose. Like how your body felt from head to toe. What it was telling you. And just let that sink in for a second before we move into tree pose, right? So tree pose. I have my feet hip width apart. Again, you can use a chair if you need one. That's fine. If you are planning to put your leg a little higher, please, please, please don't put it right on your knee joint here. Please make sure you're either above or below if you're deciding to go on the leg, okay? But before we start, again, you can use the chair if you need to, or a wall if you need to. If you have one handy, you can turn and hold the wall here and just move that right foot. And then lock it here like a kickstand. I'm going to turn this way. Just lock it like a kickstand. You can keep it here and go ahead and inhale up. Right? And you can keep your arms up here or you can bring them to your heart center. But if you want, you can hook your foot up a little higher too. It's your choice. Ooh, I got slippery pants on today. It's your choice. It's wherever your body is feeling like it's telling you is okay to do. So if you are here, just make sure that whatever pose you choose, your entrance is as smooth as your exit, okay? Or your exit is as smooth as your entrance, I should say. So let's breathe here. Really feel that grounding in your feet. This is where the strength from that planted foot, in my case, it's my left foot that's planted. And I'm really thinking about how the floor feels as I breathe. And on your next inhale, arms up and slowly release. Very nice. And let's just shake that out a little bit. And then go ahead and I'm going to plant my right foot because I just had my left foot planted. I'm going to bring your leg up. You can kick it like a kickstand. Or you can, again, bring it up wherever you feel comfortable. You can leave it here. You can leave it here. You can hold here. I mean, the possibilities. We're all about possibilities, right? So whatever feels right for you. Inhale up. And then you can either hold your arms up here or exhale here. And just hold and breathe. I do recommend looking at something that's beyond me because you will see there's a little bit of a wobble there. So if you're watching me, you're going to tend to wobble a little bit. So make sure you're looking at something solid like the chair or the wall behind me. Breathing here. Noticing the grounding in the foot. And inhale up. Exhale. Slow and steady and release. Very nice. Ooh, that feels good. You guys are doing some good work today. I'm going to widen my stance just a little bit. We're going to do one more, just a little bit of a release here, and then we'll go back down to the floor. So we're going to breathe in, hands on your hips, and as you exhale, just come forward a little bit. You want to think about those knees and make sure they're not locked, right? And then inhale up, and then exhale forward. And you can widen your stance too if you want. Again, this is a comfort level thing. It's called wide leg stance. So what's wide to me is going to be different than what's wide to you. So just make sure that you're comfortable, your knees are not locked, and you feel like you have a really firm planting here on your mat. Okay, so hands on your hips. Exhale forward. And then if it's okay for you, you can release your hands to the mat. And if you still feel okay, you can let that head come all the way down. If releasing your head is putting a ton of pressure here on the back of your neck, you may want to consider doing this one with a chair in front of you. And you may want to consider, so instead of releasing all the way, you can just release right here to the chair. Okay? So whichever's working better for you in this moment. Or if you don't have a chair handy, but you have a wall, you can always just lean into the wall as well, okay? Whatever is feeling best for you. We're gonna just breathe here, a couple more breaths. And then on your next inhale, whenever that is, bend your knees, squeeze your glutes, and slowly roll up. Again, letting your head be the last thing to come up. Feels good, doesn't it? All right, we are going to go back down to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, come forward. And meet me down on the mat. Okay, we are going to just lower ourselves down. I am going to hitch my hands behind my knees and just lower one vertebra at a time. And let's just do some windshield wipers here. Just gentle side to side, just releasing. Before we go into a little more breathing. So let that motion stop. I'm going to bring your knees to your chest and just do a little sacral massage before we get going here. Just nice and easy, just a little rotation. Nothing stressful, nothing big. This is a really small motion. And you can switch directions. You're really just giving this, your lower back just a little bit of love here, a little bit of attention. Feels so good. And let's let that motion stop. We're going to inhale. And as you exhale, bring your knees to your chest. And as you inhale, push them away. Exhale in. Inhale away. Exhale in. Inhale away. Exhale. And this time when you inhale, just let your feet come to the mat. And we are going to do a little bit of a leg stretch here. So you can lengthen both legs so they're flat on the mat, or you can keep them bent. But you're going to take your right leg, and if it's okay for you, you're going to hold on to your big toe, right? And then if you can lengthen and stretch, go for it. If it feels better to do this and you can bend this knee, do that as well. Whatever works for you. We're going to hold this pose here. And then on the inhale, feel like you're stretching, bringing it in a little bit more towards your chest. Your head should be completely flat on your mat as you're breathing here. And if holding onto the toe is not your thing, you can hold on to like your thigh right here. That's fine too. Just getting that beautiful stretch here. And on your next exhale, bend your leg and release. Let's do the other leg. So bring it in. And again, you can grab your toe if that's okay for you and lengthen your right leg. Or you can keep this leg bent. You can bend here. You can hold here. Whatever works. Right? It's about the stretch. And breathing. So just breathe here. Feel like that thigh is coming closer to your chest with every inhale. One more breath here. And on your next exhale, release. Beautiful. Very nice. Let your arms come out to your sides. Bend your knees. We're going to inhale here. And exhale, let your knees drop to your right side. And then inhale back to center. And then exhale, drop your knees to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. So for a variation, you can let your head come to the left as your knees drop to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Inhale. One more time each side. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And this next time, we're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. So we're going to exhale to the right. If you want, you can let your head come to the left, and we're just going to breathe here. Nice full breaths, noticing the expansion of the belly on the inhale. And then on your next inhale, bring it back to center. And exhale, dropping your knees to the left, and then holding there as you breathe. And on your next inhale, knees to center and release. Very nice. So I'm going to come up to a seated position. You can stay lying down. We are going to get ready for Shavasana, our final resting pose. So for Shavasana, it's really important that you are comfortable. and B, that your lower back makes contact with your mat. You want to make sure that there's not a little gap there, right? So you can do Shavasana like this. You can have your feet up and have them on a chair or a bolster if you want, or if it's okay for you, just lie down here. And just once you get all nice and settled, you can have a blanket if you want. You can take your eyeglasses off if you want. And you just want to get nice and settled here. Let your head go all the way to the right and all the way to the left. As if you're not in control of this action, as if it's being gently tugged by the pull of the earth. And then head back to center. Bring your hand to your belly, and we're going to do some controlled breathing together before we fully settle. Ready? We're going to breathe in for 4 and hold, and then exhale for 4. And we might bump it up to 6. Let's see. You ready? Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Release. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Release. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Go to 6 if you can. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold and release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Steady mind, steady breath. And just let your hand come to the floor naturally. Palms can be up if that's okay for you. And just let your breath move in a way that's natural. In and out. Shoulders are down. And as you notice the gentle rise and fall of your breath in and out, allow your awareness to settle on your feet and give your feet permission to just relax. Your calves. Just envision the muscles in your legs just releasing as you breathe in and out. Bringing your attention to your thighs and your glutes and your hips. And as you breathe in and out steadily, give each of these parts of your body permission to release, permission to relax. Abdomen, shoulders, arms, all that we hold, all that we carry is allowed to be set down in this moment. Relax. Chin, eyes, head. Think of your whole body settling into this peaceful, comfortable place where the only thing left to do is breathe in and where your breath is as steady as a gentle wave as it kisses the shore in and out. Smooth, fluid motion. And allow your thoughts to be kind, to be gentle, to represent this beautiful energy that you've just cultivated. Allow your thoughts to be full of things that bring you joy, physically, emotionally. And when we notice thoughts that are not useful for us, it's okay to send them on their way. And allow yourself to repeat this phrase. May my thoughts be kind. May my heart be calm. May my spirit be brave. May my thoughts be kind. May my heart be calm. May my spirit be brave. May my thoughts be kind. May my heart be calm. May my spirit be brave. And as your mind begins to wander, go back to these thoughts. May my heart be calm. May my thoughts be kind. May my spirit be brave. Breathing in and out. And as you continue to cultivate this clean, fresh energy and these kind thoughts for yourself and for others, begin to bring an awareness to your body. Moving your toes, opening and closing your hands, and just slowly stretching in whatever way feels right for you. Bringing your knees into your chest, gently rocking left and right. And if you're comfortable going all the way to the left and all the way to the right, please do so. And the next time that you get to whichever side feels stronger for you today, just hold there for a brief moment. One more opportunity to process the day. yourself gently up. Hands to your heart center, and just think a moment about what your intent was for class today and how you feel now. And I thank you for joining me today, and I close with a namaste.